Questions with a Pro here, and welcome to Season 3 of 10 Questions with a Pro. Today's guest is Kailen Sheridan. Kailen plays as a goalkeeper for Sky Blue FC and the Canadian national team. Sheridan played for the Clemson Tigers from 2013 to 2016. She made 76 appearances for the Tigers, recording 229 saves and 28 shutouts. And it's pretty easy to say that Kailen's a beast in goal and net. Thanks for coming on 10 Questions with a Pro. I appreciate you taking time to chat with me. Are you ready to jump into these questions?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Let's get into it. All right, why did you become a goalie?
I was a field player for a couple years, and we needed a goalkeeper, and so we did the rotation of everybody goes in goal, and I actually ended up being pretty good at it, and they asked me to stay, and I was a little reluctant at first, but my dad convinced me that I could do really well there.
Yeah. Have you ever played goalie, or was this a new thing for you?
It was pretty new. I was a forward. I wanted to score all the goals.
Yeah. Were you any good at it? I mean, when I first started playing goalie, I wasn't too good at it. But did you have some points where you thought you were pretty skilled?
Yeah, I wasn't really scared of the ball, and so that helped me a lot. I threw myself in the way of a lot of danger, and my coaches loved that.
Yeah, they probably did. What motivates you to keep training hard to maintain being a professional goalie?
I think it's just within me, just the drive to be better every single day and to be the best that I possibly can be, and then ideally be the best in the world.
Yeah. Do you have any family or friends that helps you train every day that motivates you even more?
I don't live at home anymore, but when I did, my dad was a really big supporter of me training. He would help me at home. We'd go in the backyard and we'd work together, and he would push me a lot, and he's one of the main reasons I got to where I am.
That's awesome. What steps help you achieve the ability to become a professional level goalkeeper?
I think there's a lot, but I think some of the most important ones are just loving the game and really having it as your passion, because if you don't love it, it's a lot. It's a lot to ask somebody to do every single day. So just loving the game, wanting to learn more, and wanting to grow, like having that desire to be better every single day is one of the most important things, because if you don't, it just ends up being a chore, and you don't want it to be that.
Yeah, not at all. You want it to be something you like and want to do every day.
Exactly, you get it.
Yeah, I do. What sacrifices did you make through your life to be able to become a professional goalkeeper?
I think some of the sacrifices, and I don't like to look at them as sacrifices because they're decisions that I made in order to be who I am. But I think it's hard. You have to make decisions sometimes to spend some time away from your family when that's not necessarily what you want to do. Sometimes you have to make tough decisions on, if you're going to train that day or not, even though you don't feel like it, putting in that little extra work after practice or before practice so that you can be a little bit better every single day. I don't find it that much of a sacrifice because I wanted to do it and I knew that this is what I wanted to do. But looking back, there is things that I missed out on because I made those choices.
A lot of people have said that, making those big decisions, and maybe some of them they regret. But what is that one big decision that you made that you're like, I want to be a goalkeeper from now on?
I mean, I think I was pretty young when I knew I wanted to be a goalkeeper, but when I knew that I could do this for a living and this could be the one thing that I set my heart on and my mind and really go towards, I would say I was probably about 12 or 13 when I was like, this is it for me. Like, goalkeeping is how I'm going to live. And I think after that, all the choices kind of became a little bit just driven towards making this goal a reality for myself. And so they weren't necessarily sacrifices, whereas as much as they were decisions in order to achieve my goal.
That's awesome. So when you made that decision, you wanted to be a goalie. Did you really ever regret making that decision?
No, not at all. I love being a goalkeeper. I think there's a lot of times where we get to go and play with the field players, and that's all fun and games, but we can still be a field player and be a goalkeeper. That's a lot of the modern goalkeeper aspect, is being able to be just as good with your feet. So honestly, I don't really regret anything because I am a field player.
That's
but I get to be
awesome.
in goal.
Yeah, it's cool. If you weren't a professional goalie, what else would you want to be?
That's tough. I've wanted to be a professional goalkeeper for so long that just being a professional athlete was one of my main goals of just life for so long. But I think I would probably have been like a teacher or like a coach.
Why would you want to be a teacher? That's the first time I've heard that.
A teacher?
Yeah.
I don't know. I love working with kids and just the day in and day out of that growth. Like that's something that I work on myself a lot is that every single day trying to grow. And I think that's just a position where you day in and day out are helping somebody else grow.
Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. What have you done on the field and off the field that you're most proud of?
On the field and off the field. On the field, I think going to the Olympics was really, really fun. But I think just honestly, I'm really proud of just being a professional and getting to live my dream of every single day being on the field and being better and training. I love training. Like, I love getting up and going to training. And so there's a bunch of amazing moments that have happened in my career that I'm really lucky to have. But I think the best part is just waking up and getting to go to practice.
Yeah. Now that I think of it, I'm pretty sure I saw you playing in the 2018 Women's World Cup. I'm almost certain I have.
I was there, but I unfortunately was not on the field.
Oh. You look so familiar,
Maybe you
I
saw me warming
swear.
up. You probably saw me warming up.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
What goalies or soccer players inspired you to want to be a professional?
I used to love Jerzy Dudek, Van der Sar, all of the Canadian women's goalkeeper, like Erin McLeod, Steph Labbe, Karina LeBlanc. Like, I wanted to be them. Like, that is who I wanted to be. But I definitely grew up watching EPL and fantasizing about being in that league. Obviously, came to understand that the NWSL was more my speed. But I really looked up to Van der Sar. I loved Manchester United, so he was my guy. There's a bunch. I think like Tim Howard was really like up and coming in my time, and even I mean, everybody loves Neuer. He's a beast, and Ter Stegen.
Yeah.
But if I look back, those are the ones that I kind of looked up to was the Canadians for sure, because they were just doing everything that I wanted to be able to do.
Yeah, I look up to Van der Sar a lot. He's like getting troubles by the ref. He doesn't care. Like he just moves on with it, and he'll just talk to the ref like, "What was that for?" Like I didn't do anything. Like
he's awesome, man.
He is.
He was real. I mean, I love both Schmeichels. Honestly, I think Casper is very modern and he's trying to live up to his dad, but at the same time, he's taking his own path, which I really admire.
That penalty save in the World Cup, I look at every day, and I just see his dad go, yeah!
Yeah, absolutely.
What are your favorite gloves to wear in net and why?
I've been wearing Sport gloves. I like them because they're very tight and thin. It makes me almost feel like I'm not wearing gloves, and if I didn't have to, I don't think I would.
But is there a reason you like them? You said you like the tight fit, but is like the grip and durability good on them?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the grip is really good on them because they're like tighter to my hand. Like it really just feels like one. It doesn't feel like my hands move around in them, which I don't love. So if my hands are moving around in my gloves, it's like annoying for me, and it doesn't give me that good grip. So having them really tight, really fitted to my hands, like that's what I love about them, and it literally just feels like it's a part of my hand.
Mhm. I like the tight fitting too. I don't like the loose fingers because it feels like your fingers are like moving around in the glove and it's not comfortable. You're trying to like hold on to the ball and like the extra padding in your fingers is like moving around, so you're trying to like get your hands around the ball.
Exactly. You don't want to be moving. We do so much different little shifts and movements that if your gloves are moving, then it's just an extra moving piece you don't need.
Yeah. Is there a save that you've made that really sticks out in your mind?
Yeah, there's a few. I think I always say that the biggest one for me was the PK save against Marta, because it was like the 96th minute, and it was just to keep the game tied. we were going to lose if it had happened. So that was a big moment save for me. I think there's other saves where I'm like, this is something I haven't done before, and like only goalkeepers really understand. There's
Yeah.
like little ones that you're proud of, even though they weren't flashy. That they're bigger saves in your head because you know how hard it was to actually pull it off.
Yeah. Because I was talking to my friend the other night, and there's this goalie I train with sometimes, and they were recently in a tournament, and he said there was 2 penalties in a row, and he stopped both of them. And I was
That's
just thinking, wow, like, and in penalties, I have, like, no idea what to do. I'm lost. Like, I
yeah.
look like I've just started playing goalie. The ball goes past me. I'm like, did he just shoot, or did I guess? I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
It's a tough one. You learn penalties. You kind of learn your strengths on. I think there's different tactics. One of my coaches a while back told me to stop guessing and just react, and that I would, eventually learn to be fast enough. And honestly, sometimes you just get a little lucky. And so some people like to guess, but I try to react.
I would listen to that if they weren't so close up. They're like a foot away from you and blasting it bottom corner.
Maybe you just gotta guess. It's 50-50 at that point.
Yeah. When do you lose a game? When you lose a game and you're under pressure, how do you handle that?
Yeah, I think that's a really tough one. I think everybody is a little bit different. For me, I kind of go back to just my training, and that's my safe place and my happy place of just if I can go in and get that confidence back in training, that's important for me. But I also have grown, and I think this is something that you get with time, is that you know who you are as a person and as a goalkeeper, and you have to be able to separate the two. And sometimes a bad game doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Yeah.
So being able to come off the field and still be able to live your life, because the game doesn't actually define who you are as a person. And there's a lot that I've learned that as soon as I step off the field, instead of being upset with myself, it's turn it to what can I learn from that game, and how can I make myself better for the next one, instead of just focusing on what I did wrong.
Yeah. I try to think about, like, sometimes I get really mad after a loss. I don't know why, but it's just, like, hard to keep it in. Like, I don't know. It's just, how do you, like, keep all the emotion in?
You're competitive, and that's totally normal. It's okay to feel, like, upset because of a mistake or because of a loss, but it's how you handle it, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's I have to try and have this mindset every day, and I try it in training so that I get a habit of it, of what can I learn from those mistakes? How can I be better? And have that learner mindset instead of that every day is a competition. Because if every day is a competition, you're going to burn out.
Yeah. Do you have any, like, role models that you look up to if you lose a game? Like you said, Van der Sar, you looked up to a lot. But is there any, like, or pump-up music you listen to after you lose a game?
No, I think for me, after I lose a game, it's more important for me to watch the film and learn from it, and then honestly just forget about it. It's important for me to go away from the game for a little bit and just be with my family and be happy and outside of soccer. That way when I come back to it, I have a fresh mindset.
Yeah, that thank you. I'm going to think about that next time I lose a game.
Look back at it, you give yourself a window, right? Give yourself, like, I give myself about an hour or two after the game to go. I look at my film right away so that I can then turn it off, and then I can go home and relax, and then I know that when I go back to practice, it's time to get back to work.
Yeah. All right, thanks. We just bought a very expensive camera that we can look back on game footage, so that's going to be very
awesome.
useful.
Good.
What advice would you give a young goalkeeper like me that wants to play at the professional level?
I think the biggest thing for me was loving every day. Like, enjoy it, because this is what you're going to do every single day if you become a professional for the rest of your life. So make sure you love it. Like, go into training happy, and it is, like, if we're looking at performance and you want to talk about that, for me, I was going in 15 minutes early every day and staying 15 minutes late every day. And getting those little extra tactical and technical things on the field that I could just, like, I'm going to work 15 minutes down just my left foot after training. Or I'm going to go in tomorrow early and just get 20 extra volleys. Just something like that, just to mentally, like, put myself ahead. But the biggest thing I can say is enjoy it, because it does go very, very fast. Like for me, the 4 years at school playing for Clemson went very fast. And the past 4 years of playing pro, it has gone by pretty quick. And I can only imagine that the next 10 plus years are going to go by fast. So it's very important that you enjoy it and take it in. And as much as you get frustrated and want to be great, enjoy that process, because it's a long one and it's your life. So you want to be happy.
Okay. Thanks for the advice.
Of course.
Alrighty. Do you have any questions for me before we end this interview?
Who do you look up to?
I look up. Well, me and my dad are Tottenham fans. I'm just gonna cover
big
this
Hugo
up.
Lloris guy.
I'm not a big Hugo Lloris guy. I liked Joe Hart until the yelling incident.
I agree.
He gets kind of cocky sometimes. But
yeah. But he's a good goalkeeper.
He's a good goalkeeper, but sometimes it's kind of obvious. I mean, if we watch the Tottenham games a lot, and he'll never dive to his left.
That is really good for you to pick up on. I love that you're picking up on stuff like that already.
Yeah, like he'll always dive to his right, and those high balls he'll pick it up. He'll go over his top hand, and then he'll just bring it down real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you're watching film already and studying goalkeepers. It's so important.
Yeah, but if I had to pick one goalkeeper I really look up to, it'd probably be Manuel Neuer.
That's a good one. Good.
He changed the game forever. He's like one of the first goalkeepers who started using his feet and distributing the ball.
Absolutely. It's the most important part of the game.
Yeah, I watch his games, and I always watch that video where he comes out and he just is like at half field and he heads the ball out. It's
inspiring, right?
It is.
Absolutely. I love that. That's awesome.
Thank you, Kailen, for coming on 10 Questions with a Pro. I really do appreciate you taking time to chat with me. This season, Keeper for a Cure is taking stand against bullying. We are asking you to take a stand by helping us meet our goal of 1,300 pledges against bullying. Go to my Instagram page, BK87_goalie, to learn how you can pledge against bullying. For more information, go on Keeper for a Cure, please. Go to www.keeperforacure.com. Also, see our past interviews. If you want to listen to the past interviews, you can listen to them on our podcast, Spotify, or iTunes. Just search Keeper for a Cure and remember to subscribe and like. Thank you, Kailen, for coming on. Good luck this season.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It was fun.